So it's just fresh from tonight.
What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session, and today we are with Sven. Sven recently played a 55 on this weird site,
WPN, it's same as ACR.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ACR, it's just a different skin.
and he got first place.
Nice.
Amazing. So let's see how he maneuvers his stack.
Let's see how he punted. So
Nice,
yeah, I
Sven.
registered at the start. We start with 82 bigs. And
So you
let's
relay
see.
dredge a little bit, save a couple of hours.
No, it was in the middle of the night anyway, so. Oh, I have kings and someone is raising 2x at this deck size, which I tend to attack generally pretty wide and
Yeah.
so deep. I feel it's important to 3-bet big enough and I take it down. We are mixing between 3-betting and calling here, and on the flop I'm just out.
I like flatting there with ace jack.
Yeah, me too. I'm not mixing very much.
It's fine at 70 bigs.
Here I
Check,
think we
check. We
don't have.
wanna size up with our best value hands, I think.
I think we don't have any small bets. We either check or bet big.
I agree.
So
The
yeah,
flop was
pretty
check check.
standard. Yeah. I would have considered check raising a high frequency with my range and also this one. Let's see if I open the bar.
Question about the 10-9 hand.
Yeah.
Why don't you check call
On the turn.
when you got straight?
Yeah, because I want to get money in and I don't want them to check again their ace X, or like they likely just have like ace high, king high under pairs if they check behind the flop and I want to charge them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it because the flush completed the back door, and well, you have the flush blocker, but what do you think he's going to call you with if you bet? pretty
Jack
large, right?
X, 7x with a flush blocker, maybe. Yeah,
Was it blind
And-
versus blind?
no, it was big blind versus early position.
Thanks.
Yeah, mixing here.
Can I see the sizing of the 3-bet?
Yeah, a bit more than 3x.
That's
Could
fine.
go bigger potentially, but so
No,
deep
I think
one-
it's fine.
That's fine.
Don't wanna really go smaller. Yeah, and always betting in this combo on the flop.
Yep, good, very good.
I would have went bigger on the flop.
I don't know how it's played on paired boards, so maybe, but also I don't want to get in a ton of money with
don't think
with
we
just
polarize
top pair. No real kicker.
You wanted disincentivize 2 overcards with a spade to call, so I like going bigger.
I don't think we go bigger on paired flops, though, and he's also gonna have over pairs in his range still, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he raised relatively early and called a 3-bet, so
Yeah, it's he opened and called a 3-bet, so his only 5 is ace 5 suited.
yeah, he never has a 5, so.
I think
Ken-
ace 5 suited is also raising there, so like once we get raised with 8-7, we could just fold easily.
yeah.
And Ken's right.
Yeah, 3-bet is standard,
14.
also the sizing like would be my personal standard.
I like that.
That's big.
I probably would have gone about 11.
Yeah, I go 11 there.
Depends on the stack sizes for me.
Well, of course.
Would probably have flatted, or I don't know, it's close. If there was no 3-bet.
Uh,
Yes, sizing down to 2.2x because we are below 40 effective. And yeah, just checking a lot in theory on as the open raiser, especially in later positions. So, and
Ooh,
yeah, betting turn for sure. And with a kind of block bets, hope not to get raised. There's some worse 2 pairs that can come.
Are you folding to a raise?
Yeah, probably. I was thinking in game and maybe I'm gonna station him off, but should probably fold if they raise. Yep, I don't hate it with the queen of spades to bet big sometimes.
Um,
I
wanna check
remember
it.
that. That's not the optimal bluff catcher. But I just had a feeling.
It's not
Yes,
terrible. We unblock everything
Mm,
for like queen jack.
yeah,
Pretty
but the
much.
queen of
Queen block.
spades is just a horrible card to have.
Yeah, queen blocks some bluffs. I guess.
Why is the queen but bad?
Because it blocks flush draws, queen
Yeah,
jack.
but he's not supposed to bluff with a spade because he wants you to have a spade.
Why do you size up on the flop?
Just because I think this board is a high frequency big bet.
Okay? Do you
I
have
think
a
queen X is a bluffing
strategy
good.
or
I
Sorry?
think- I think he will bluff some queen X too, because they can get king high and ace high to fold. So I think, queen, like you said, is probably just bad all around.
so why do you bet big here? Just
Yeah,
because
because
of
there's
extra?
tons of draws out there and I have pretty strong hands that want to charge the draws. And wait, maybe early position, something like that for 60 and 30 bigs. I think we can just look at 60.
Well, I'm sharing the screen right now. I have the sim already.
Ah, cool. You
Yeah, it's a
are
good
amazing.
bet.
So yeah, bet big, that's fine. And then what happens?
Actually wants to bet even bigger and no small bets.
Yeah.
I think I don't find the pot size bet there.
Yeah,
To be honest.
and you wanna size up if you have a spade, a card of the suit in your hand.
Mhm.
So if you don't have a card of the suit, you're going 65%, and if you have the card of the suit, you're going 5. Is there one more street?
Goes to the river.
What do you
Yeah,
what do you do
so-
with like the ace queen of spades there? Do you size up more or is
Yeah.
it about the same?
Yeah,
No,
no,
the
you size
suited
up
ace
when you have a spade a bit.
The suited
Mm.
combo LP.
It's
Yeah,
suited
exact-
combo.
We mostly
It's
size up to
different.
pot size.
It's indifferent. You can go from 30% to over pot.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't bet 1/3 pot.
Alright, wanna share again?
I mean, would that had the
Yeah.
front door flush? I'd like to see the river. I mean, you should run that through. That was an interesting hand. He caught him with bluff catching with this.
So we bet-
I was under the impression the queen probably doesn't wanna bluff catch here.
Yeah, I'm also on the impression, but for some reason I called anyways and
Did
was
the
right.
turn go check, check?
Yeah, turn deuce of hearts with a deuce of diamonds. And then he bet a big size. Like
What kind of size?
75% pot.
Okay,
You block draws, but the deuce you didn't hit.
I
him,
think ace, 8, jack and queen are probably the worst to have.
So we're mixing calls and folds here.
Ah, okay.
Pretty
So it's
indifferent.
not too bad.
It's not too bad, but we wanna call when we have a card of the suit in our hand, which is. I
So
don't
like
know.
ace three is actually better.
Yeah,
So but you're not blocking any potential bluffs, like stuff you would have continued on the flop with, it's gonna wanna bluff
Mhm.
forever.
Yeah, but that's pleasant to see that my hand is actually supposed to
Yeah.
call sometimes.
very nice.
And let's see his bluffs. I wanna see where he's pulling his bluffs from. That's really what I was curious about. My impression is it's gonna be like, eights, jacks and queens.
Everything. He's just spazzing hard.
So tens are a pair, nines are a pair, so it's queens.
Fours is a pair.
He's even bluffing kings, aces. Wow.
Yeah, very nice. Nice little call.
Bluffs anything in here, then
Yeah, for sure not folding and don't want to three bet a lot with this hand. Oh, I check raised.
Probably not ideal.
Yeah, not ideal, but I think they are over c betting. I at least have some sort of backdoor
Yep.
with the straight draws around the deuce and 8 and flush draw. And yeah, the 8 is just the bad card.
See, that's a shame if you would have just, well, you can't check call, but like, in your range, it does check, like a donk on, some turns with the 8.
Yeah. Yeah, and this hand is just too bad to check out.
Did we check raise the flop there?
Yeah. As I said, I think it's a bit out of line, but not the most horrible thing in the world. Yeah, could have called with king 6 of diamonds, but folding is definitely the easier play, and you need to find some exploits post flop if you want to call. So yeah, defend in the big blind. probably I'm
Hang on,
raising.
Sven. Hang
Yeah.
on. I have
Let's take a check
something
raise.
here. Let's go back a little bit. Look at this. So,
Oh shit.
yeah, I don't have queen 8 deuce. I have queen 8 4.
Yeah,
But
that's a
it-
gut shot.
Yeah, but
a
still,
gut shot, that's different.
It would probably find a sliver nonetheless.
Yeah, and that's a big blind range, not small blind. The small blind range
you're
is more
small blind, I'm
condensed.
sorry. I'll try to find it. I don't think I
I
have.
thought he was big blind as well. So that kind of just throws everything out the
I
window.
actually have it.
I might actually have it. I got a couple small blind slot sims. Let's see. What position was it cut off?
Cutoff versus small blind.
Louis has it.
Oh, you have it. I only have hijack versus small blind for some reason at the moment.
So queen 8 deuce rainbow, the exact
Yeah.
board. Check.
Nice.
That's small. Not really.
Yeah, not really.
Not really.
How much does it lose? How much does 6-7 lose?
Nothing though.
So
We're
yeah,
not-
I mean,
okay,
you
so
you
it's
took an
not-
exploited a blind. You think if he's over C betting, if you're gonna get some folds, I guess you're gonna make a little more money, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm happy to see it doesn't lose too much with the 6-7 and probably the 6-5 is kind of.
Yeah, you have
close.
some draws, huh? Backdoors.
Yeah, anyways, 10-6.
Don't forget to share the screen.
Ah. I am sorry. Yeah, I'm back to 10-6. We already had that. Bet small, check raise.
Good.
This combo probably 100%.
Yeah.
Turn, I guess I went small because lots of my draws hit. Yep,
I like
could
that.
have bet maybe a bit bigger, but whatever.
We probably don't have to rip it here to try to get value.
Yeah, I
Because the flush
agree, but
draw missed. And like,
Dus I will one call. So.
it's really tough to,
You could probably block bet and he'll raise his straights. And if he has trips somehow, he'll raise straights and trips, I guess.
I don't know
yeah,
what
Yeah.
opponent
the
can even
fact
call
that
with.
the flush draw missed makes us have more bluffs, so
Yeah.
I'm fine having an all-in range and
Yeah, but that's
So
like,
do you
if
have,
we had the 6 of diamonds.
do you have a small bluffing size? Like I have small sizes for some bluffs too. Like I don't always.
yeah, sure. You usually want to bluff the hands with worse blockers for a smaller size. And seeing that, I would have liked it more if I jammed with maybe pocket 5s, 6s for value. Because I unblocked the 10x, but
Right.
yeah,
True.
sure. Jamming is never gonna be horribly
Got
wrong
called.
and got called by the straight blocker.
Yeah, that's good. Good
So
call.
why do you pick the small size on the turn again? Because I'm looking at the sim and it's going small with your hand.
Yeah, because lots of if I check raise the flop, I have lots of straight drawy stuff, and most of that stuff has a pair now, at least, or a straight.
Okay.
And so the card is just really good for me and all that stuff. Like if I have 9-8, it benefits a lot from seeing a cheap river.
Okay, yeah.
What a station.
I think it's a good
I
call.
don't hate it. Like the diamond is not best, but he blocks straight. So
Very nice.
yeah, we
trade.
wanna check raise a lot on paired boards, and yeah, on the turn it gets tricky, but yeah,
He just has an overpair a lot, you think, huh?
yeah, exactly.
Having the
Like,
four
fours
is really
is-
bad as well.
I think I'm not blocking too many flush draws. Like the only 4 of spade flush draw I can think of is ace 4 suited, and that has a straight now.
I think she
So
blocks ace 4 suited.
so I think the 4 is kind of neutral, if not good, because it blocks like the ace 4 suited with a straight. But I think I'm running
Only
into
two combos.
too many overpairs. Have to call the small bet on the turn. Yes, standard 3-bet. Could 3-bet some frequency, I think, with king 8 suited, but decided not to. Tight fold. It's okay, I guess.
I don't open jack 10 off from early position.
Yeah, it do. I mostly open it in weaker lineups, but so far looks like
Yeah, I don't-
everyone on my table looks kind of waggish.
I don't play it really.
I think I should go big. And should get in some value on the turn or river, I think. That's a misplay. At least bet big flop, and then I'm happier checking it down. Pretty close against early position. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I think I'm mostly calling ace 5. Can fold
Yeah,
ace
it's
6.
bottom of the range, right? Ace 5 off.
Yeah. not the best flop for my hand in a limp pot, blind versus blind. Yeah, could open in weaker lineups, but they look kind of aggressive, so I'm fine folding.
So this is late, late for you. So this is, there probably isn't very many Americans in this.
There's lots of Americans, and I just woke up at like midnight, and this
So
tournament
this is our
started.
early bird special, 6:30 in the morning for us, I guess, on the East Coast of America.
No, it was like 1:30 London time.
In the
So-
afternoon?
No, at night.
Right, so in America, it's, oh, yeah, we're behind. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, evening somewhere.
So I do know this one guy, this
It's like
BK
5:30 Eastern time.
Squeeze, easy rejam.
Very nice.
Oh, I think I think I punted 4 bullets in this yesterday. You played it yesterday?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I fired 4 bullets in this.
so
I
not
think this
yes-
3-bet size is a
yeah,
little small.
yesterday for you.
You fired
sorry.
4
Today for
bullets
me
in a
because-
55, Ken.
What's that,
Did
LP?
you fire 4 bullets in a 55?
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought this was a 1650.
Wow.
No, it's a 55. Yeah, 3-bet, not 3-betting all the time, probably a minority, and betting small on the flop. I don't know if I'm range betting or not.
Is it a 3-bet
my-
pot?
Yeah,
I guess you're range betting indeed, but.
I think your 3-bet sizing was kind of small.
yeah, it was
Maybe
kind
like
of small.
let him catch up a little bit on the flop. If you check back, because you have everything covered, like the heart is covered, you have top 2. He didn't rejam you, or like, so he doesn't have like the best hands here.
Yeah, I'm
On the other hand, there are a
fine.
lot of draws available. Huh?
Protecting my bluffs a bit. And
Yeah, I don't think
that's
we're doing a lot of
mostly
checking.
what the size achieves. It's just
It's
lets
range
me-
betting small.
Yeah, we're not doing much checking there.
makes sense. So here I'm actually flatting, which is not a bad play actually,
No, I flat
at
this lot.
some frequency. Also gonna 3-bet some, but yeah, and bet big once all it was miss should be pretty standard. I don't want to check. I have weaker aces to check call. I want to get some value with ace queen. So here I'm raising smaller because there's 2 people with less than 22 bigs. Yeah, could 4-bet some, so jam, but decided not to because I was probably also scared of the 20 big blind stack, just trapping, which she didn't do. Defend against the min ways of 16, and I do have
You don't just
like
jam there?
stats. No, by jamming I'm playing against the polar range, and if I jam, I fold out if they raise like ace 8, ace 7, off ace 5,
But-
ace 6.
But
But
out of position, isn't it still kind of good just to get it in here because it's gonna be hard to realize your equity?
it's okay. Like what mostly happens, like if I'm playing against a loser range, I might just jam any ace, but here I think I wanna jam like ace deuce to ace five for sure, because it folds out some ace six, ace seven, ace eight
Okay.
off. And here, if I get called, I'm just always running into maybe ace nine and lots of better aces, so. And what's nice to see is they have before also at some point raised non-all with 20 bigs or less. I think I should call against the min bets, but not sure. I don't have the ace of spades, so I don't hate default.
I think it's a fine fold.
Yeah, probably low frequency 3-bet. And c-bet.
Very nice.
Yeah, can't 3-bet this stuff all the time. Yeah, good fold against the overbet, especially blocking Jack 10, Queen 10, 10, 7, 10, 8 maybe,
Yeah,
which mostly would bet the flop, but maybe sometimes checks behind. Yeah, I wouldn't hate myself squeezing, but I can see why I didn't. My image is kind of aggressive and kind of, they opened 2.5x, which any reasonable size to a 3-bet puts me in a tough spot. Maybe I would just need to jam. Soft folding is okay. Maybe I should just have called. New table, yeah, should be also open raising some, but limping is okay too. Once I limp, just
Do you
calling
randomize
to,
from the small, do you randomize from the small blind?
yeah, yeah. So check, 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 check. Yeah, I kind of have showdown value and no reason to bluff into the ace on the turn. And I called with king high, which is kind
Mine
of
gets the
thin.
vibe, it's fine. I
Yeah, you
like-
shouldn't have an ace though, but what's she bluffing with?
I think it's kind of bad to have a jack calling with king high here.
It checked down, so the jack isn't
No, it's
relevant.
irrelevant.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's actually a good blocker because many bluffs with a jack, they bluff early.
Right. There you go. Makes sense.
And yeah, I thought they would just mostly bet their aces on the turn. So I did a very thin call and ran into a light value bet. Well played.
Good river bet.
Yeah, for sure.
Were you calling against a small size?
No, it was like 60-70%.
Yeah, but would you call against small?
I mean,
I
he's
don't
calling
know
against
if
a
I
big
like it
size.
as much against the small size because I see them value betting more 10x, 8x, or not 8x, but 9x.
Nice. So you call more when the bet is polarized.
Yeah.
Take it easy, James.
Hey, Darren just texted me. He bagged in the 500K at Cherokee.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Day 2 Sunday.
Min raising now because of all the rejam stacks. Folding against the 3-bet. Yeah, I think we're close to the bubble now. Ace king could ISO smaller against such a small stack. Would have liked to see myself 2.7, 2.8x.
I like that.
Yeah, like in GTO, it wants to limp mostly the ace king, ace queen offsuit combo.
Yeah, limp jam, right?
Yeah. And yeah, and just betting really, really wide on the flop. And on the turn. Just
Yeah, like,
clear 3 streets except for like a 1 card straight on the board or maybe a 10. Yeah, a 3x open, just folding. Jack 5, nice. There it is, the 6 big blind 3-bet. Yeah, he has a pretty high steal from the button so far, so I don't hate going out of line a bit with
I don't find this one.
Jackson 5.
A little bit spicy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yes, same player that opened 3x last orbit under the gun now opens 2.5x with the same stack kind of, and probably 3-betting high frequency, but just randomized high number, which is more passive action for me.
I like your check on the flop.
Yeah, and still on the river, I just see too many, maybe queen 10 suited, which didn't want to bet and doesn't see any value. So just checking it down, and bit sad I didn't 3-bet. Yeah, calling the open and nothing from me on the flop. Yes, so far tight player, so I don't want to get too out of line with my bluff 3-bets, but on the flop it's kind of whatever I have a nut flushed for him. Can for sure raise and get it in sometimes, although
Yeah.
not always.
Yeah. And here, like, you get better ace size to fold as well, so it's really good.
Yeah, and I don't really block the block anything with like the 5. I
And if
don't
you
know
had-
if like,
If somehow like you had like ace queen suited, are you raising?
maybe more likely to call actually, because
Yeah.
if I raise, I also want to get it in against worse flush draws, and with the with ace queen, I'm blocking way more draws. I'm blocking like queen jack and also the offsuit queen jack combos which have an open ender. So
Yeah, also the cooler effect, if a queen rolls off and the villain has a worse queen.
yeah. And I can just make the nuts by calling with ace queen. Oh, the 3-bet again in the big blind.
Spicy, spicy.
But yeah, also this player is on 244 hands, 56% steal from the button, and 7 out of 7 from the 7 out of 7 is 7 from the button, and 5 out of 9 from the cutoff, which is clearly way to lose. But I think calling is probably better. Yeah, didn't want to jam and also didn't want to 3-bet fold. And yeah, I like it once it gets check. My betting range is an 8 or stronger, which can just overbet.
So you're just unbalanced there?
Sorry?
Are you unbalanced there?
No, not at all. I'm just checking a lot on the turn, and if I bet, I'm bombing it.
So what are your bluffs? Just like flush draws, I guess?
Clubs.
Yeah, flush draws, hands like Jack 10 doesn't need to have a flush draw, 10-9. It's nice to have an overcut to the 8s because he's gonna have an 8 sometimes and call
Okay.
me, and it's nice to have like 10-9, which is 2 overs to the 8.
Oh, good. I wouldn't even have thought of that. That's really good.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a jam sometimes. I'm also jamming hands like ace king, ace queen off, so nice to balance that out.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, folding against the jam. I don't need a lot of equity, but I don't want to lose like the 9 big blinds extra, and maybe we are also relatively deep now. Wait. Ah, no, we are still quite short. I keep it in chips to kind of keep track of where we are in the tournament. We started with 5K chips. Yeah, open jamming queen 10 suited sometimes.
That's good.
Also raising, but yeah, it just sucks to raise fold or raise call for that matter against 2 people who seem to jam quite a bit, and it's just always profitable to jam. Bad board for me, especially with the big blind in there, and I don't really have a lot of fold equity against this small blind, which just has less than pot.
So he moved it to chips so he can keep track of when it gets to the ICM.
Yeah, exactly. Now I just have 4x startings, and I have a pretty big stack, so we are nowhere close to the bubble. New table apparently. Yeah, I like my fold. I didn't have stats at this time for sure because just got moved to the table in the sense. So. Yeah, could have opened sometimes, but folding ace-9 off on the hijack is definitely nothing crazy. Standard call, standard fold.
So is this around your average buy-in on this site?
No, my average buy-in is lately probably around 30, and I grinded myself up pretty fast. I started like a bankroll challenge last July from 1K bankroll. So I played a lot of $5 whatsoever tournaments on there. So my average buy-in for the last year is pretty low, but for
It's back up now.
this year, I'm probably more at an average buy-in of 30 to 40.
Okay. Mostly on ACR?
ACR, Chico, and also Stars Portugal and 888 Portugal.
Okay.
So, yeah, I remember this. It's an UTG limp and this hand, yeah,
You don't get better ace size to fold, right?
yeah, but I just felt like it's the end of the re-entry period. The player is new on the table.
Huh?
Just folded the hand before. I just felt it's probably a fish and he is maybe having a weak limping range, and having an ace just helps as a security of him not having pocket aces. And if he is having kings or ace king, that's fine. I at least have some equity. Yeah, I'm not sure really how to play these kinds of spots. The player just is all in with two bigs and not sure what size I should ISO with my stack because I don't really want to jam. We're quite deep.
What about folding?
Yeah, probably not too bad. And
I mean, it's a hand
maybe
you wanna
just
open, right?
I think if you had king jack would be closer.
yeah, I think with two bigs, people just also jam too wide. They kind of give up and just click
Yeah,
in
but
there 6-7 off often. I
there's a bunch
see
of
many
people
ways
kind of-
doing that.
Oh, I'm sure you're ahead of the jam. That's not my question. My worry is like, we have a lot of players left to act.
Yeah, for sure. I don't love it either, and I also don't know if I love or hate what I'm doing post flop. So yeah, I waste so the side pot is not dry anymore. The main pot is just like 4K and the 3.2 as side pot.
Heads up,
And
I
I
like the
start-
bet here. Because we have
And
a heart in our hand.
I think my combo should just give up on the turn, but I got
I agree.
greedy, wanted to fall. I thought, oh, it looks super strong if I keep bluffing and
Looks strong
yeah,
on me.
bet again. And then I don't know, maybe I would even have considered bluffing the river for whatever it's worth, but I think it would have been a bad bluff,
Yeah, because
especially
you're-
with the 10 of hearts.
You barely have any
And
fold equity.
yeah, but I don't get to bluff, which makes me feel better about bluffing if checked to, because now he has less strong value when he checks. And yeah, that's what I mean about the open jam. There's so much crap in there. Well, spewed away my chips, just get ace king to get some back. And he just called my 12 bigs open jam with
10-9.
10-9 off.
Yeah,
First player out worse than on my 5 bigs, $5 buy-ins.
There's some bad ones.
Yeah, folding against the 15 big open jam. Yeah, I would have called against the single open ways to keep in the worst stuff. But once the obvious whale, I think that's fair to say it after 19 hands, if the stats show 58-22, I feel like there's just too much dead money in the pot and I just want to jam and take down the pot, which I do. He's just gonna call a lot of crap in this small blind. As you can see, he's just playing everything. I have 20 bigs. Yeah, thought maybe I can make more money post flop than by just jamming, and I don't want to raise and fold.
I prefer to jam because you have a good blocker. If you're called, you have a good equity. And then, yeah.
Yeah, I think jamming is definitely okay, but I just felt like I want to take him to the streets. And yeah, pure call flop, call turn, and didn't feel good about it on the river actually.
Sorry, is this a limp spot?
Yeah,
This is not a jam pre.
You never jam pre?
No, because this is not in the jamming range.
Hmm,
yeah, and as played post flop, I think it's pretty standard. Never folding the
probably
river in theory, but
You want to jam
the
like
way
ace six offsuits, like
Yeah.
ace three off is a jam, but this is not.
okay, we just call it down.
yeah, I didn't feel too good about calling the river, but just not enough information to really find a fault. And
Said asked if it's a turbo structure.
no, it had 12-minute blind levels.
Okay.
Yeah, and he has a full house.
On ACR, that's a hyper.
Yeah, jamming against the fish, which I also didn't feel too good about because he doesn't. Oh, he did actually open a fair amount. Yeah, but anyways, nothing I can do with 13.5 bigs. He had pocket jacks in your face.
Good for him.
Interesting. He called a 6.5 big blind region. Thought he called normal all in 3-bet.
I like to three bet here.
Yeah, I think it's kind of close, but
Pretty wide.
yeah, if I was on the button, I'm for sure V-pipping and maybe just 3-betting ace-9 off and calling ace-9 suited. on the
I think
button.
it's a good one. I think we're one pip under the opening range, right? With the 9. It's like he's gonna open like offsuit tens from the seat. So we attack the bottom of his range.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be horrible, but it's always good to not get 4-bet jammed on by ace-king suited, right?
Yeah, that's always.
Yeah, and just wanna check I folded and didn't do any weird 3-bets. Yeah, I remember this hand. Like he has so far 4.5% 3-bets and 13% in the big blind against the hits.
that's a
And he
lot.
3-bets against 20 big blinds exactly. So I didn't feel too good about this hand, and might have found an exploitative fold, but I had the time to search them on Sharkscope and saw they are a pretty decent winner, and so I decided they might have some bluffs and just took them to the streets.
Okay,
We are calling flop for sure and also
Mhm.
calling many turn jams.
hopefully he bets the river. I think he's gonna bet often. I think he hits like a marginal king very often here. Can you guys hear me?
We
Oopsie.
So I expect to have get a lot of folds, maybe even from King X or some weird Queen X that bluffed pre-flop, but you're right, Louis. He calls with King 6.
Great.
So I was really happy I found the call against what looked like a tight player who doesn't 3-bet enough pre-flop.
King 6 off.
You could smell the fear.
Yeah, I like the 3-bet by them for sure. Yeah, pure. I don't know if I'm supposed to pure limp with 30.
I think this is not pure. It's high enough to start to mess around a little bit.
Yeah, might be. Yeah, check calling the flop. Not going anywhere with the jack
can-
of spades
You
on
could probably
the.
dock, you could probably dock that turn.
No,
Might not want to, because you have a made hand, but I think that's a turn that you're gonna get donks on.
I don't know, maybe
No.
I should fold the jack of spades. It blocks quite some bluffs then.
And
I think it's close on the turn, but in a limp pot, the ranges are so wide that I
Oh, you're
shouldn't
blind
really-
versus blind. I'm sorry. I thought you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
under the gun.
No, blind versus blind. And I think in a limp pot, I shouldn't really fold too much if I have a pair, so.
I agree.
Yeah, not what I was hoping for with pocket fours.
I'm mixing it easy.
Maybe could have just jammed or limped, but whatever, that saved me for sure. Oh, no, it saved them.
Yeah. Actually, it
Yeah,
didn't
could-
save small blind because small blind would have never done that had you opened
Yeah.
it in jam.
Sure, big blind would have called and I would have busted him. Could 3-bet low frequency non all in with queen jack offsuit here, especially since I hit the nuts, but I didn't. Yeah, isolating the fish limp, which looks like really strong if I make it 3x. So
yeah, you want to
from
for yourself.
18 big blinds, so I expect to have a lot of fold equity and don't really want to bet bigger on the flop with so little behind. Want to have fold equity on the turn. Yeah, checking probably a lot in this spot, but betting some with a big size, and the jack of spades is okay to block some continues. Also block like ace queen ace jack.
Yeah, two spades.
Yeah, here I get the small c bets, and I get very much out of line, which I shouldn't. They have kind of a low c bet stat.
And how did
Flop
you do?
in okay, they bet in position so far every time, just checked a lot of out of position.
Do you
Makes
know
sense.
who this player is?
No.
He's a streamer and he's a part of Team Turbo Kings.
Oh, nice. Then let's see what I do against him. Oh. Yeah, could have some small bets on the turn, but I think also hands like queen 10, king 10, if I check raise it, just benefits a lot from jamming. And
Are you 40 big blind effective?
no, on the flop, 25. Yeah, check raise, which is pretty out of line. But I have some backdoors and Yeah, with this like no showdown value and the good draw, I just decided to jam. I think my flop check raise is minus EV for sure. But
Calling
once I
with
get
on the
here,
flop then.
sorry?
What is it? I'm wondering what he's calling with on the flop that now folds.
Yeah, you should fold the flop with this one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he can have like pocket sevens, ace six, ace three,
But hang on, look at
six
this.
sevens.
Look at this. I found something for you here. So the flop strategy has us holding most of the time, but if we look at the card of the suit that isn't here, it's gonna be clubs. And then if we look at jack eight, when you have the jack of clubs. There's
Okay,
the
what does it,
sliver here.
what does it want to do with the jack eight on the nine of diamonds?
Say we raise, he calls, nine of diamonds. Are we raising big? Yeah, it's raising big with it. Call, nine of diamonds. Pure check.
Oh, shit. What did I do? Oh my god. Yeah, he folded.
Alright, share the screen.
Ah, yes, sorry. Yeah, I check raised and on the turn with the open ender, I decided to go for it. Which,
Seems like you would want to barrel when you pick up some equity, right?
yeah, exactly, and I have pot size left, so. It's not gonna be super horrible, but it's for sure also not very good. Yeah, this guy is just opening a ton, so I want to 3-bet some with this hand for sure, but not always, because if I 3-bet lots of offsuit combos, my range is just gonna be way too wide. Yeah, betting range. And I think I would keep betting for a small size sometimes with the queen of hearts. And on the river, I feel I have a value bet and didn't want to jam because I felt I'm folding out some stuff I want to get called by, and I feel the range I'm playing against, I'm trying to get value from is very thin already, like
Queens, jacks, tens.
queens, jacks, tens, sevens, nines. And like some worse king X, although I don't think there's a lot worse king X.
Or the king jack suited or something like that.
You are completely right.
I knew it.
Yeah, just jamming against the fish. I think now we are also close to the, no, we are in the money for sure. The big blind is half a starting stake, so we're in the money now. And yeah, just think his range is just unbalanced and extremely weak, and some traps in there, but not enough. So just taking my equity with Jack 10. Yeah, and now he min raises off 10, 11. Now I'm raising bigger because these stacks behind me are deeper. Now we jam stacks. Standard call could, I think in GTO wants to 3-bet some against this position with king 3 of king 3 suited.
I would be surprised. I think king six, king seven, big maybe.
I think king 3 suited is in there very likely, especially like not the offsuit combo, but king three suited because it unblocks the folding range and yeah, has a king and suit.
He's on the hijack.
Yeah,
Okay,
if anyone has GTO ranges at hand, they can just look it up.
Yeah.
How big
while I-
was are the stacks?
20 effective.
Effective 35.
So I have 30 and 40. So big blind versus what?
Hijack.
Hijack.
So at 30, no, we have, like all in with king nine suited.
Mm-hmm.
All the other suited kings just call, and at 40.
King 10 all in, king jack all in.
Same thing, 40, I have versus hijack, we're big blind, right?
you know, this high low
Yeah.
combo is good when you wanna bluff post flop with like an overcard and a backdoor flush.
So it's the
I
same
know
at
what you
40,
mean,
except
like,
king
this is-
nine's full frequency.
Oh, by the way, Sven, did you check out Justin Saliba's newest like video?
No.
You gotta check it out if you can.
I did. Yeah.
It's really, really good content and he talks about exactly these queen three suited, king three suited. And he used them as a bluff post flop and he makes a great breakdown with them. You should check it out if you can.
Like calls pre-flop and use them as a bluff, or three bets and uses them as a bluff.
Yeah, it was that he calls pre-flop and then bluffs with them post flop.
Yeah,
Big blind.
makes sense. Interesting. Yeah, anyways, I called and
You have to have some
not
back.
much going on for me on this flop. Yeah, over limping against the fish, which should be standard. I don't wanna and don't wanna try to bluff something out with being 40 effective against the big blind. And I think I just get extremely good odds to have a suited king and get a lot of money post flop. Yeah, the big blind lead looks a bit strong. I wouldn't hate folding on the flop and folding turn for sure. Because he's just basically saying, I'm not folding against the short stack fish. We can see how he does it actually. He rejammed with ace 10.
Great dude's only got 31 tournaments on ACR.
Yeah, he is a weird fish for sure.
Are you able to change the stacks into big blinds?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I open min raise again because the rejam stack, although he is so short that there's a reason to make it a bit more expensive for him to not let him call like everything in the big blind. And yeah, high frequency check on the flop for me. Like your complete range wants to check a lot on the flop. And this hand is a pure check raise. And I think I'm supposed to check a lot on the turn, but
Oh, 10
I
is bad
didn't.
for your range.
Yeah, I don't check raise any 10x, and he could have some 10x, so it's not the best in the world. But yeah, decided to bet, which also benefits my bluffs in a way. And yeah, when I get here with half a pot SPR left, I think I have to jam. I could also consider checking the turn and then betting big on the river.
Yeah, and the river I would bet also.
Yeah, and once I bet the turn for this size,
Yeah, you won't have bad queens to call.
Yeah, I feel like I'm losing my stack against the 10 either way, and not. I don't see a lot of bluffs happening if I just check. So went for value and
Very nice. Like, this is what Ben CB said recently, like you should always focus on getting maximum value from your hands, because like there's a bluff to value ratio. And I really like how you play this one because you get the max from like, it's really thin with 2 10s on the board, so like that.
yeah, and I see the mistake people do often on the flop is they c-bet, but you're c-betting almost nothing,
Yeah,
like maybe 25-30%, and just check raising all your strong stuff.
I'm also doing that now more, but still learning on that point.
What happened on the river with that ace queen?
he ripped.
I jammed and he called king queen. He is 15 deep, so I didn't want to ISO king 6 suited. I would have raised king 6 off full frequency as an exploit, I think. Flop is standard. Don't
You
really
ever
want to
raise on the
raise.
flop here?
Nah, I think this player is not gonna get it in with any worse flush draws. He's just gonna call and
But like, I think there's merit because when you raise here and he jams, we can call. When we raise and he calls, we can check the turn pretty easily to see a river.
yeah, but I feel like if he jams, he's just gonna have an ace most of the time.
Yeah, but
And
we're like doing fine against an ace.
but what's like from a theoretical point of view, what value hand do you want to represent after? Like we have 15 bigs and we check behind.
We slow play the nuts a lot, right?
I think if we raise here, we can get a better king to fold.
Yeah, we get also worse hands to fold. I mean,
Like pre-flop or on the flop.
On the flop. Like I think
But
all the options are good.
yeah,
I don't think we play against a lot of better kings. And if they bet, I think they have mostly a pair anyways.
This is a
So
limp spot,
just-
right?
Yeah. And
So
I
if
might
it's
even have
standard-
showdown value, so I'm just calling the min bet.
He has a one big blind C bet like almost standard here.
Yeah, and
On an
I
ace
can
high.
just
Oh, it's the third pot.
yeah, and I have showdown value flush draw.
Yeah, I think calling is fine. I was just asking if you ever raise here because I think
no,
raising is
because I don't wanna raise if not as an absolute exploit because I don't have any value hand at all. Except for exactly queen 8. And that doesn't make a good raise because I'm just either jamming or raising non all in with any ace X preflop. Yeah, but hit the flush, bet the turn.
So
2/3.
he bets one big blind on the flop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
went for everything. I think I could have went smaller to just squeeze out a bit more calls.
So we don't raise any flush draws.
No, I don't think we raise like anything at all.
We
Maybe
wanna
the
raise
worst
our best top pairs on the flop, like ace 9 and ace 8. That's our
But
best.
we don't have any ace 9 and ace 8.
Think we do?
15 big blinds, limp, check behind. I'm either jamming or raising non all in with any ace I could possibly have.
Well, you have some that are mixing. Like ace 9, ace 8 on my sim at GPV.
Mhm.
Yeah, I will share it real quick. So this is what I have here. So we do have a bit of ace nine and ace eight, but if we look at the flush draws here, it's mostly just calling, right?
Yeah.
And then we don't have much of a raising range, 6% when we
Do a
raise.
lot of slow playing short stacked, right? You don't
Yeah.
wanna overplay the nuts either, so you just get to call a lot. Let them keep betting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can easily see the river with any flush draw, and also that's nice for your the majority of the hands you continue like straight draws, pairs. Like there's little stuff that wants to get in a ways, and yeah, could have as an exploit maybe bet 7 bigs on the river, because then he doesn't feel like he is risking his tournament life and might put out a light call, but
Sure,
standard play is definitely jam.
You have to reshare.
Ah. Yeah, he folded to my jam on the river for like 110% pot.
Did you get moved or did he bust? Did we miss a hand?
I wanna see his bust out.
Oh,
He
no,
called
no.
an-
Curious what
He
happened.
called an open with 10 bigs and jammed the flop. And had 5-6. GG.
Ah,
Definitely a fish.
So I feel that's kind of thin already with 3 people behind. Calling on the button for sure. Don't know what you guys.
At least you cover them, so they,
I think it's good.
yeah. It's
Yeah, I
okay.
think it's close. Whatever. For some
Yeah.
reason, at least I didn't feel so good about it in game, and I was right.
Especially after the nights.
Yeah, good fold by me. Should never open pocket threes. Call.
Value.
No,
I know, blocker.
I'm bluffing to fold out some ace highs. Because I feel like I don't really have showdown value. Maybe it's still too high up in my range.
Yeah, with your best king eye, you're never doing it. With your worst king
Yeah.
eye, sure.
Yeah, I think it's super close. I'm not really winning a lot if checked. So it's kind of whatever.
Better
Was
with the
just
diamond, I guess.
absolutely targeting ace high, because I think people don't call their ace high enough when it's like a quarter pot block bet, which they should call some ace high.
I think they should call most ace high or not.
Yeah.
They only have good ones. I mean, they don't have bad ones. It's all
Yeah,
better.
sometimes an open raise with queen 4 off. Maybe I'm a bit off in the combo, but it's not gonna be too bad. Flat. And yeah, bluffing my worst combo kind of. Could also just delay and bluff at some later street. Yeah, once I get called, I'm done with the hand. Except for maybe if fourth club comes off. Then I unblock everything they're folding, so it's a nice bluff. Standard c-bet for a quarter pot. Can just do that with range on Jack deuce. Want to be a bit more careful on when like 9 and slower is paired. But Jack deuce is just a range bet. open limb for 20. Yeah, I decide it's good enough to go for it.
Do you like raising here or do you like jamming here against his?
Yeah, if it's strong enough to raise for value, but also I think GTO wants to probably just jam. That could be wrong.
I think